Alright, so today's workout we are focusing on very, very low impact exercises. These exercises are geared towards postpartum recovery, so they're not meant to be the most intense thing that you've done. What I really want you to focus on is engaging your pelvic floor in connection with your breath. So I'm going to cue you through that quite a bit. You want to make sure it is very, very internal and you're not just going through the motions, because that's what's going to essentially help you recover faster postpartum and get you back to things you love doing. So take it slow. Everything is on the floor today. We do use a resistance band and a block, though you can sub a ball in for a block, kind of whatever you have. And the exercises that we're focusing on are very core based as well as upper back base. So we do want to kind of open up that chest from all of the postural changes from pregnancy, as well if you, however you are feeding the baby, you're normally constantly rounded. So we're focusing on a little bit of opening, upper back strengthening, and core. 12-minute workout, let's do it. So for these kneeling squats, what you want to do is hinge your hips backwards, keeping a nice flat back as you do. You are sinking your hips backwards. You're going to inhale as you come down and take a 360 breath, so pushing air all through the belly, through the back, instead of just your rib cage. And then as you come up, you are using your glutes to extend the hips, and you are also exhaling and pulling your pelvic floor up to engage, locking out the glutes at the top. So inhale as you come down, exhale as you come up. You're just moving nice and slow. And then we're coming into our band pull apart. So when you are sitting up, you want to stack your ribs over your hips. The goal is to not flare the rib cage up towards the ceiling. This just puts your pelvic floor in a better position. Keeping a slight bend in the elbows, you are going to open up the arms as if you are hugging a tree, moving through the back of the shoulders. So you're not bending your arms, you are opening them up out to the side so that you feel this in your back muscles. You want to make sure you are inhaling as you bring the arms together and exhaling as you pull them apart. Moving right into our heel slide. So for this one, it is a lot of focus on your breathing. So you want to inhale and expand your belly. So get a nice breath through your belly, your sides, and relax your pelvic floor. And then you want to exhale and pull your pelvic floor up as you are bringing that heel back. So you have one leg supporting your body and the other leg doing the movement. You are trying to keep your hips very, very squared to the ceiling, but you want to really, really focus on your inhale and exhale and pulling your pelvic floor up with your exhale, which coincides with bringing your heel back towards your bum. Likewise, you do want a nice neutral, slightly imprinted low back so that you are able to control the movement. Coming up into our seated rows, so grab your strength band. You can wrap it around your feet, or if you have an anchor point, that works too. Sitting up nice and tall, and again, stacking those ribs right over your hips. You're going to inhale to expand the belly and exhale to pull the pelvic floor up and pull the band back towards your chest. As you pull the band back towards your chest, you are making sure you're moving through the back muscles, so the back of the body. You are not shrugging your shoulders up towards your ears, and you're not thrusting your chest forward. You are trying to open up your chest and get your shoulder blades pinching together behind you. So exhale as you pull it back, inhale as you release the arms. Notice there's a slight pause as you pull back. Then we are coming down into our glute bridge. So again, another focus on breathing. You want to keep the ribs neutral, so don't flare the chest to the ceiling. Take an inhale and then come into a pelvic tilt as you exhale and begin to pull up your pelvic floor, push through the heels and extend the hips up towards the ceiling, locking out at the top. So that means I'm giving a big bum squeeze at the top of this movement. I'm not letting my knees cave in, and I am pulling my pelvic floor up. As my hips descend down towards the ground, I'm releasing that pelvic floor, inhaling as I come down so that I can get a full range of motion both in my glutes, but also with my pelvic floor. So you really want to make sure that that breath to floor connection is being made. And if you have to pause and slow it down to do it, it's better to do that than to rush through the movements. So right up through the heels, squeezing the glutes to raise. And finally, we're coming into some leg squeezes here. So a nice neutral rib cage, arms up. Again, focusing on your breathing, you are going to take a big inhale. Make sure that your low back is in neutral or slightly pressed into the floor, and then you are going to squeeze your knees into the to the block as you exhale and pull up your pelvic floor. And you want to squeeze for about a 3 to 5 second count before releasing your pelvic floor, releasing the squeeze, taking a big inhale and repeating.